I'm Chris Harper, and with me is Melissa, and we're here to demonstrate the application for finger jam. Finger jam may be due to compressive force or catching a ball and hitting the end of the finger, causing inflammation or pain in a joint. How KT tape helps treat this condition is stabilizing the joint without immobilizing it. So for this application, we will take one strip of tape. And what we're going to be doing is cutting this tape right down the middle to produce two long strips. And what I like to do is actually fold the tape over on itself, and we're going to be cutting round corners on the end of all the pieces. This is just to help reduce those sharp corners that may get caught on clothing. Okay, for the first part of this application, I'm going to put the hand in a relaxed position. I like to measure the tape back from that last joint or knuckle of the finger, and that shows me where I'm going to be placing this anchor point. To make an anchor point, I'm just going to be twisting and tearing that paper backing off the tape and applying that down with zero stretch. So I'm just getting that to stick, and I'll peel the paper off the tape to about the back of the hand, and the remainder of the tape I'm going to apply about a 10% stretch. So, which is, if this was a 100% stretch, we're going to back that way off, so just a little bit of stretch on there, and apply that right over the top of the finger. Even going around that finger a little bit to get a good anchor on the other end. Not applying much stretch on this anchor on the end, however. Give that a little bit of a rub so it's sticking well. That friction creates some heat, creates a little adhesion. This leaves our last strip here, which will actually turn into two strips by folding in half. And again, I'm going to be cutting rounded corners to produce two short strips. With this strip, I'm going to be tearing the paper, again, near the end, leaving about an inch. And actually be going around the joint that's in pain to create a little bit of support. But the important part of this is not to apply this with any stretch. So I'm going to very gently go around that, making sure I'm not applying any stretch at all on that piece. So I lay that down, and I'm being very careful not to touch the adhesive of the tape. Okay, this leaves you this second piece you can hold in reserve in case the swelling around the joint changes. You can change out this second part of the application. Some good tips before applying this is to wash your hands very well to make sure there's no skin oils or lotions on your hand that may affect the adhesion of the tape. Some complementary treatments may include rest, ice, anti-inflammatories such as ibuprofen. Please seek care if pain lasts more than 12 hours or is severe, or you notice some discoloration through the finger. For more information, please see our website at kttape.com.